Hey, what's up, guys? Mike back again with another episode of the Uncommon Man podcast. And we are interrupting your normally tuned broadcast to bring you an update regarding my favorite acquisition of free agency for your Colorado Avalanche. And that is an update regarding Devon Toews, traded from New York Islanders to Colorado Avalanche for 2 second-rounders, one the upcoming season, two the ensuing season. And they just agreed to terms for 4 years at $4.1 million. This is fantastic. Joe Sakic proven that he has been exactly what the team has needed for I don't know how long now. The entire 2000s, with the exception of the one Stanley Cup that we won at the beginning of that decade, was really a swing and a miss. The last 10 years has been pretty brutal too. Obviously, we had that almost groundbreaking, horrific season 2016. From that point forward, everything has just – the stars have aligned. Everything with the team seems to be coming together. Have they gone to the promised land yet? No. But the key word is promise. So with Joe Sakic at the reins, I just see this team being a perennial contender. I'm excited about what the future holds. As long as the team continues to believe in the management of Joe Sakic, as well as what we've got going in the coaching with Jared Bednar. I know they had a rocky start in the beginning. This team's gonna go places. Hopefully it's going to end up being Holden Lord Stanley, but at the same time, even if it's just past round 2 of the playoffs, we're good with that. So last couple of years, we've gone to Game 7. Last year, obviously, just with this underlying circumstance going on with the pandemic, the team pushed to Week 7. They pushed to Game 7, and they pushed to Game 7, not just Game 7, but overtime with third-string goalie. The first 2 were injured. I'm really impressed, man. I think the team coming back from the deficit they were in at one point in time was 3-1. They came back, pushed to Game 7, and then went to overtime with that, with the team that inevitably ended up going to the Stanley Cup. The Avalanche are a good team. There's no mistaking why right now they have the Vegas odds to win the Stanley Cup. I don't want to jinx it, but at the same time, I really believe in the process. I believe in what they've got going. And the fact that the Vegas odds aren't really that much of a stretch. So it's really cool seeing the fact that everything's coming to the limelight at this point in time with the team. We should hopefully see some drastic changes in defense this season. If you guys have caught my last little quip that I had regarding Devon Toews and just what he brings to the table as opposed to what we currently have, and that is a shutdown defense. One of the most underrated defenders in the league. I think he was a major, major contributor as to why they made it as far as they did in the playoffs. I followed the playoffs extremely hard for the Islanders just because I was impressed at everything that they brought to the table. And they clawed their way out of the basement, man. They weren't one of these teams that were in the top 4 from either one of the conferences and just basically ran with it. They started having to play in the play-in round. They didn't have a round robin, nothing. They had to actually play in, and they made it all the way up to playing against Tampa Bay to go to the Stanley Cup. So, I mean, what more needs to be said about the team? They put it together, and the biggest contributor, in my opinion, that I saw on the team was Devon Toews, at least for the one that was overlooked. So this is a promising season for the Avalanche. Great, fantastic acquisition by Joe Sakic. Brendan Saad was a great pickup too. Don't get me wrong. At the cost of Zadorov, it stinks. I liked what Zadorov had with the team. He was just kind of that. He was that last second tenacity that the team needed for, putting people up against the boards, whatever. But at the same time, it was also costly because there was points and times where he would get overly aggressive. And next thing you know, he's in the box. And the team was horrible on the power play this year. I mean, anybody that's an Avs fan, an avid Avs fan, I kind of worked on accident. Anybody that's an avid Avs fan followed the team, realized how piss poor we were. The best team, bar none, scoring points 5-on-5, and it wasn't even close. I think the next closest one was like either Boston or Tampa Bay, and it was still like a 10-point deficit in between. So – but on the power play, they were one of the worst. They were rated in the lower 20. So hopefully Devon Toews brings a shutdown power play. And I think Joe Sakic is trying to transition from that real gritty play to, if you look at what the Avs bring to the table, is speed. Everything is, we attack. It's just every line is relentless speed, and they want to make sure that the opposing team has to keep up with that. Dallas, they had our number this season. I think that's because of the fact they were probably the most underrated defensive team in the NHL. But the other team that probably was comparable to them was the Islanders, and that was because of Devon Toews. So now we have him on our team. I'm interested to see where he plays in, if he's going to be a line. He can't be line one. I would assume. He's probably going to be like maybe second line, third line. But that's still really crucial when you look at the depth of what the Avs have. So I think Zadorov was playing line three. Maybe they have him playing opposite of Girard. I'm not sure. Both of them are left-handed, or a left-handed shooter. So it'll be interesting in that regard. But either way, now we have somebody who has the ability. He's not a major scorer. He can put points on the board, but the biggest deal that he will do is they collapse on the puck. That's what made the Islanders so dangerous, was if they went up in the first period and the second period, the defense would shut another team down. That's how they made it so far in the playoffs. That's why they were so dangerous against teams in the regular season. They didn't have any big-name players on the team, really. But the thing that the team did was swarm to the puck. So if anytime it came inside of their opposing zone, they would immediately collapse on the puck, shut the process down, and clear it. So on the PowerPoint, that was one thing that we really struggled with this season, especially in the last maybe 5 to 10 seconds. I can't even recall at this point in time how many goals happened just when we would start to get our fifth player back on the ice, because of the fact that they couldn't clear the puck in the crucial amount of time necessary. So, yeah. So just to go ahead and recap, we have closed on Devon Toews at 4 years, $4.1 million per year. I still think that that's a pretty damn good deal given this guy's age. He's only 26. So we've got him locked up till 30. I believe, and if I'm not mistaken with the contract, it should be the last 2 years is when he's eligible to be traded. Hopefully that's not going to end up needing to be the case. I would like to see this guy long-term for us. I'd like to see him be a lockdown corner. EJ is getting a little bit older. I'm going to guess that he was an insurance policy for EJ. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. Either way, guys, this has been your daily update for Devon Toews and your Colorado Avalanche. Can't wait to see. Make sure, like, subscribe, guys. Forward this to your friends. Reach out to us on Twitter. Reach out to us on here. Let us know whether or not you give thumbs up, thumbs down on anything that we have provided you, or how you feel about the trade, as well as the overall price of this contract as well. So we're all here for that. We're interested in what you have to say. This is a community. We'd love to hear from you guys. So this is Mike again, another episode of Uncommon Man Pod. We will see you guys in a future episode. Make sure that you hit us up. Take care. Enjoy.